All right. So what I'm going to do here is have a quick discussion with you guys. All right. Hopefully we'll get some viewers on here pretty quick. Had a few questions about laws and things that pertain to what we do. So I thought I'd go ahead and answer a few of those questions for people. Give it a few minutes to see if anybody shows up on here. Let's see. Just need to make sure I have the comments on. Okay. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is I get a lot of negative feedback from individuals trying to say that we're being nothing more than vigilantes and we are trying to basically be cops out there on the street, and we're big bullies, things like that. Basically, what we want you guys to know is that we are providing a professional service. We do not believe that we are law enforcement at all. We have a great deal of respect for many of the agencies that we work with on a daily basis, and we want them to know, number one, that we appreciate their service to our communities, and we know that many of them are very, very, very busy and typically don't have the time to go out after individuals on a daily basis like we do. Individuals are bonded out every day from the different counties, and unfortunately, as much as we like to believe it's possible that everybody would go to court, not everybody does. So we find ourselves providing a service to those bondsmen who need those individuals recovered quickly. Now, as you can see here on the screen, the first thing that we're going to discuss is what actually gives us the authority to go out and basically rearrest somebody and put them back in jail. So the Texas Department of Public Safety has put on their website exactly what the rules are. And I have provided you the link in the comments section that you can actually go and find this yourself. The first part of it, and you will see that they actually call it bounty hunter information. Bounty hunter term is not illegal in the state of Texas, nor is bounty hunting illegal in the state of Texas. It's just illegal for certain individuals to do it. So as you can see, according to section 1702.3863, this all falls under the occupations code of the Texas Penal Code. A person commits an offense if the person contracts with or is employed by a bail bond surety as defined by Chapter 1704 to secure the appearance of a person who has violated Section 38.10 Penal Code unless the person is a peace officer, an individual licensed as a private investigator or the manager or a licensed investigations company, or a commissioned security officer employed by a licensed guard company. So they're very specific about who can do recoveries. As you can see there, bail bondsmen are not part of that group. A bail bondsman alone is not allowed to go out and apprehend their own fugitives in the state of Texas. An offense under this subsection is a state jail felony. We work closely with several bail bond companies within the state of Texas, and we are very proud of the service that we provide. Many of the bail bond companies that we work with know the laws, know the requirements from the state on what it takes to be able to do this service, and we are fully licensed and insured per state requirements. So we are the few individuals that are allowed to do this legally in the state of Texas. Now, we get several bondsmen that contact us from out of state, some that are located in other counties, far and wide throughout this state, who have questions about what we can do, how far we can take our individuals, and that kind of thing. The first thing you need to know that we are not like Dog the Bounty Hunter or any of those other recovery agents that are out there in the state. We are very limited as to what we can do as fugitive recovery agents or bounty hunters. The first thing is we cannot just break into somebody's house. We have to get consent from the occupants of the home. We cannot do this job without written consent from the bail bond surety, which means we have to have something in writing saying that we are allowed to go out after that fugitive. We are allowed to carry weapons on us as long as we are licensed and certified to use those weapons. Pepper spray, tasers if we have them. I am a licensed individual in the state to carry a firearm, and I'm allowed to carry it and use it. We are not allowed to use anything on our persons that indicates that we may be a part of the state, federal government, or any political subdivision thereof. Does that mean we can't wear a badge? No, that means we can wear a badge. It just has to be very specific about what it says. Now, a lot of people ask, are you allowed to shoot people? Well, according to the Penal Code 9.51, the use of deadly force, we are allowed to use it in defense of ourselves. So as long as we are within the laws, we can use deadly force if necessary. We can execute capious warrants or arrest warrants on behalf of the bail bond surety, but we have to take them immediately to the following areas. If the arrest is made in the county in which the warrant originated, we have to take them to that county jail for a Class A or Class B misdemeanor or a felony. If it's Class C offense, we can take them to the originating magistrate for that Class C offense, but we usually don't get a whole lot of Class C offenses. Class B or above are usually what we deal with. Now, the key is here, if the arrest is made in the county other than the county in which the capious warrant was issued, the county jail for the county in which the arrest was made, which means if we are working an out-of-state bond, if we are working an out-of-county bond, no matter where we're at, if we are in Travis County and the bond is out of, say, Hayes County, we still have to take them to Travis County. If it's originating out of Colorado, we still have to take them to Travis County. So the bondsmen just need to ensure that their fugitive's information is in the right information computer so that we can confirm warrants once our arrest is made. We cannot cross county lines. If we cross county lines, we have technically kidnapped that individual and we could face criminal charges ourselves. Any violation of that is also a state jail felony. We don't deal with too many children. And there are a few other things that pertain to us, but those were the main questions that I've had so far from individuals that are basically seeking our service. So we want you to understand that we do not see any gray areas in what we do. We know exactly how our job is performed, what laws we must abide by, and we do not go above and beyond those laws. We also realize that once law enforcement shows up anywhere that we are at, they are in control of the situation. We are not. We are just regular citizens, and they have total control over the entire situation. So I want to move right into the training that our investigators get. There is a video that we've posted of our training. Our investigators go through almost a 40-hour course that I myself have designed. Covers the history of bounty hunting, where it came from, the federal laws that pertain to it, the state laws that pertain to it. Then we move into actual use of force. I am a certified use of force instructor, and I go over the complete use of force continuum, just like most law enforcement officers receive, so that they understand where they are allowed to go as far as using force against another individual. We also pepper spray certify, handcuff certify, taser certify all of our investigators so that we can ensure that everything is done legitimately, that the fugitive receives fair treatment. that are investigators have the ability to protect themselves as needed, and that if there are any recourse that takes us to court, we have everything in place to back our individuals up. We also have zero tolerance for individuals who do not abide by the strict stipulations that we have put in place for our company. We have a zero tolerance drug and alcohol policy to ensure that all of our investigators are, productive citizens of the community and not, previous felons or anything like that. So we have gone above and beyond state standards to ensure that our company is 100% legitimate for all the bail bondsmen that are out there that we work with, because we understand we're not just representing Panther Investigations, we are also representing every company that we do recoveries for, and we want it to be a legitimate profession in the state of Texas. Now, I do have several bondsmen that I follow on Facebook. I have several individuals that have asked me what my impression of the new pretrial services that are going into place in the different counties is. And I can see the benefit from the reports that I've read, and I've posted a few of them, and I'm going to go over just a few sections of each one about how cost-wise it may be effective for the jails to get people processed and out quickly. But from the bail bondsman's point of view, and from my point of view, and it should be any other individual's point of view that's maybe watching this video, what is the risk once they're back out on the street? Who are we letting back out on the street through these new programs? And this one this first report was conducted by Texas A&M, and the section that is pertaining to bail failure cases and costs, this was Tarrant County and Travis County, and these are the costs per defendant. I think it was done last year in 2017. Tarrant County is still on the financial release system, and Travis County is on a risk-informed release system. Basically, individuals get a PR bond or a personal recognizance bond and agree to come back to court. So, as you can see, the case processing for bail failure per defendant is lower in Travis County than it is in Tarrant County. However, you will see that bail forfeiture is only 11.6% of those released in Tarrant County, and it's 17.5% in Travis County. Now, what this means is that in Travis County, the risk-informed release system, costs are driven up by a bond forfeiture rate of 17.5%, and that is 6% higher than Tarrant County's financial release system. With financial interests at stake, it appears the commercial bond companies do a better job of ensuring clients are present in court. So what does that mean? It means that bondsmen have a better percentage rate of getting people to show up in court or retrieve individuals who failed to show up in court than the actual system itself. So of all these individuals that were bonding out on the new pretrial system in Travis County, 17.5% are on a bail forfeiture. So that means only 80% are showing up, but there's still 20%, almost 20% I should say, that are not showing up for court. That seems like a very high percentage rate for me. And yes, if you ask any law enforcement officer out there on the street, they'll eventually get caught. But the question is how long does that take? And how much of our tax money is gone to officer resources to ensure that they get caught? Whereas in the commercial bond system, it all falls on the defendant. And I, as an individual in a PI company, have more opportunity and much more time to go out and recover an individual than officers on the street. as much as we'd like to believe that there are people who are dedicated to recovering these people, it doesn't appear to be the case. This report is fairly in-depth. It's about 40 to 50 some odd pages. You can go through and you can read. There's some good information about how the new system is working excellently for the community as far as cost of keeping individuals in the jail. But my question then is how much of a danger are we at for people who are getting released? Who's getting released? What are they getting released on? What are their charges? So there's a lot of information in these documents. I have provided the links. So take some time, if you have interest in it, to go through and figure out, what their charges are. And the statistics were, again, like I said, collected through Texas A&M. Now, I am also gathering information from Harris County, which is one of the biggest counties that we have in the state. And their FTA rate is 10.5%, which still seems pretty high to me. This was a report that was done in 2015. That's the only one I could find. And it shows that most of the bonds or most of the warrants that were issued for failure to appear were resolved by 2016. So it took almost a whole year. You can go in here, you can see the actual bond activity, surety bonds, cash bonds, personal bonds. These reports are very detailed, full of information. There are charts that show the actual charges they were released on, felonies, what the felonies were, so make your own conclusions, I guess, based on what you think the pretrial services are doing. I understand the argument that pretrial services are providing the opportunity for those who may not be able to afford a bond to get out, which, may be a violation of their rights under the Texas Constitution. But at the same time, we have to take into consideration that these individuals, whether they're indigent or not, homeless, still committed a crime and may be a danger to the community and may go right back out and commit the crime again. Somewhere in this report, that's also listed the release rate as opposed to the same individuals committing a new crime. So the pretrial services are what I would say a very good idea for allowing all individuals to bond out. But I don't think that the amount of criticism that is being placed on commercial bond companies is called for. As a third party who's in the middle and understands the total purpose behind it, we need commercial bail to keep tax rates down and keep those who have bonded out accountable for their actions and ensure that they return to court. I know that there are several individuals out there that bond out individuals in Travis County, such as lawyers, who do not seem to be as accountable for the individuals they bonded out as the bondsmen are. Bondsmen are held to a higher standard, it seems, which they should be when they are taking responsibility for an individual and an individual's actions once they get out of jail. It is very unlikely that a bondsman will just forget about somebody they bonded out of jail. Most bondsmen don't want to lose their money in regards to individuals being bonded out, and individuals being bonded out need to be held accountable and not just running free until they happen across a police officer who runs their ID and finds out that they have a warrant. So I guess in conclusion, the pretrial services is a good way to determine an individual's eligibility for bond. But I think we need to find a happy medium in regards to the need for commercial bond and just PR bonding everybody that comes up with a low risk assessment. Because even those individuals who have a low risk assessment get out and don't show up for court. 20%, 10% is not acceptable. I would think if there was a 2 or 3% FTA rate from either side, that would be spectacular. But 17%, 10%, 11% even, those are just very high numbers for FTA rates. And we don't know what these individuals are going to do. We don't know where they're going to go. And we don't know what further crimes they're going to commit. So I would really like to see everybody understand the need for both in our communities. A lot of these bondsmen actually give back to the communities, fundraisers, giving time to the community, volunteering time to the community, raising money for awareness on different crimes and drug use. And the PBT, Professional Bondsmen of Texas, you should check them out. They're very active within the state of Texas. We invite all of you to go out there and do your research on the bonding industry itself. We will continue to provide videos of our apprehensions, and it's my intention to do a Q&A at least once a month, maybe twice a month, hopefully answering questions that are posted in our comment sections. And I'm hoping that as our live streams build, hopefully more and more people will become interactive and really have questions for us as far as what we do. You'll see a QR code that's located off to the right side. If you scan that, it will take you directly to our website. If you have questions about what other services we may provide, you'll find that information there. We hope that you will subscribe to this channel and also click the little bell down in the corner so that way you can get notified every time we do go live or post a new video. And just a quick update, over the weekend we did successfully apprehend another fugitive in Houston. She was wanted on a $3,000 bond. The bond was almost a year old. It was theft charges, and she told me herself that she had been out committing additional thefts since her bonding. It's not my place to charge her with any kind of a theft or anything. I'm not a law enforcement officer, but it just goes to show that when they get out, they usually go right back to what they were doing. Her excuse to me was that she was just trying to pay the bills and put food on the table, and by stealing items, she could make money to do that. Unfortunately, I didn't have any video because I was using a different vehicle than my standard vehicle, and I hope that in the future I'll be able to purchase more equipment, so no matter what vehicle I'm in, I'll be able to get those cameras posted up in whatever vehicle. Right now, everything is pretty much stationary in my vehicle. I can't transfer from one vehicle to another. It takes a little bit of money to be able to do that kind of stuff. I'm not a big production company, but I love providing you guys with videos so you can see what we do. And again, we want to thank you all for your support. Thank you for taking the time to watch our videos. All the law enforcement guys that may be watching or subscribe to this channel, we really appreciate everything you do for us in our communities, whether that be local PD, sheriffs, or even DPS. I know a few of the DPS guys have seen some of our videos, and we really appreciate your support. Please keep yourself safe out there, and we really look forward to keeping you guys up to date on future events. Thanks, and please subscribe to our videos, and you guys have a blessed day.